Sir Keir Starmer has issued an ultimatum to former Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich, giving him a final chance to transfer £2.5 billion from the sale of the club to Ukraine. The demand was made during Prime Minister's questions.
Incredible kindness and hospitality. We have been working by way of update with our allies on frozen Russian assets to support Ukrainians in their hour of need. Today, Mr. Speaker, I can announce that we're issuing a licence to transfer £2.5 billion from the sale of Chelsea Football Club. That's been frozen, those funds, since 2022. My message to Abramovich is this: the clock is ticking. Honour the commitment that you made and pay up now. And if you don't, we're prepared to go to court so every penny reaches those whose lives have been torn apart by Putin's illegal war.
Right, our chief correspondent Kaveh Solokol joins me back on set. Can you paint a picture of what the background is to this?
Well, we need to go back more than 3.5 years ago when Roman Abramovich owned Chelsea. Now, he didn't want to sell Chelsea, but what happened is that Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And because of his close ties to the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, Abramovich was sanctioned by the UK government. That meant that he was allowed to do no business in the UK. That meant that he could not put any money into Chelsea. Now, there was a real chance that Chelsea could have gone out of business at the time. But what the government did is they recognised that Chelsea were a culturally significant asset, and they issued Roman Abramovich with a special licence to allow him to sell Chelsea, but he was not allowed to benefit from any of the proceeds of the sale himself. And as a term of the licence, the proceed had to go to humanitarian causes in Ukraine. So what happened is, under this special licence, Chelsea was sold. The proceeds, £2.5 billion, went into a bank account, and that money has been sitting in a UK bank account for 3.5 years. Now, the standoff between the government and Abramovich has been the fact that the government want the money to go to humanitarian causes in Ukraine. But Abramovich has always said that he wants the proceeds to go to all victims of the war in Ukraine and Russia. So potentially some of that money could end up in Russia. Now, that is something that the UK government have never been willing to accept, and they will not accept. But the bottom line is that the money is still in this bank account, and although Abramovich cannot access the money legally, it is still his money. But what we've seen today is basically the government say, we have run out of patience. This has gone on for too long. We are going to make you release these funds so that the funds can go to the victims of the war in Ukraine, not Ukraine and Russia.
So in terms of this standoff that you mentioned, is that what the delay has been?
Exactly, because remember, Roman Abramovich never wanted to sell Chelsea at all. He didn't need the money. He is somebody who's very popular with Chelsea supporters, and he's always come across as somebody who loves the club. He was forced to sell Chelsea under the terms of a special licence, and the special licence meant that the money had to go to victims of the war in Ukraine. Now, I think politically that is difficult for Roman Abramovich. He has always said that he wants the money to go to victims of the war in Ukraine and Russia. So that's what the standoff's been about. I'm not sure legally how easy it is going to be for the UK government to force him to release this money. But the Prime Minister, you heard him yourself, he has said the clock is ticking. We have lost patience. It is ridiculous that this money has just been sitting frozen in a bank account, and the government are basically getting tough now and saying enough is enough. We need to sort this out once and for all. But I don't think it's going to be simple.